The prophet Micah saw some things, hard things. His own people, the Israelites, had lost their way. They'd forgotten about God, forgotten about kindness. Micah's words in chapter 7, verses 6 through 10, paint a picture of this darkness. Families at war with each other, trust like a shattered mirror, impossible to piece back together, enemies lurking at every corner. It's a scene of despair, a portrait of a world seemingly gone wrong. Sound familiar? We've all had those moments, haven't we? Those times when the bottom drops out, when the people we love hurt us most, when the future feels bleak. Micah knew that feeling. And yet, even in the midst of this pain, Micah points us towards something stronger, hope. A hope that refuses to be extinguished, a light that shines brightest in the darkness. Micah speaks of betrayal. Don't trust anyone, he warns, not even your best friend. He talks about suspicion replacing love, about families torn apart by greed and envy. It's a bleak picture of what happens when we let darkness take root in our hearts. These words, though ancient, resonate with a painful familiarity. We see it in the news, we hear it in whispered conversations, we might even feel it in our own lives. Relationships fractured, promises broken, the sting of betrayal. The pain is real, the hurt cuts deep. It would be easy to give in to despair, to let the darkness consume us, but Micah, even in his lament, doesn't allow us that luxury. He knew something we need to remember. Though I fall, I will rise, Micah declares. Even when surrounded by enemies, by doubt and fear, he clings to a stubborn hope. Where does this hope come from? From an unshakable faith in God, the one who never abandons his children. It's easy to trust God when things are good, when life is a sunny stroll in the park. But what about when the storms hit? What about when we're knocked down, hurting, and unsure of which way to turn? That's when faith is tested, refined like gold in the fire. Think about a time you faced a challenge, a moment when you felt lost and alone. Maybe you lost a job, a loved one, or your health took a turn. Remember the fear, the uncertainty, but then remember the glimmer of hope that kept you going, the belief that somehow things would be okay. Section 4, Rising from the Ruins. Micah reminds us that even in the ruins, even when surrounded by the wreckage of broken dreams and shattered expectations, we are not alone. Our God is a God of restoration, of second chances, of making beauty from ashes. He sees our pain, He hears our cries, and He promises to lift us up, to set our feet on solid ground once more. It may not happen overnight and the scars may remain, but with faith as our compass, we can navigate through the darkness and emerge stronger on the other side. We see this resilience in nature, in the way a forest recovers after a fire, in the way a flower pushes through concrete to reach the sun. There's a tenacious spirit within each of us, a spark of the divine that refuses to be extinguished. Section 5, Your Unfailing Promise. Micah's words, though written centuries ago, offer a timeless message of hope and perseverance. They remind us that even in the darkest of times, God is with us. He sees our struggles, He feels our pain, and He promises to never leave us nor forsake us. So, when you face your own Micah moments, when life throws its worst at you, remember this: you are not alone. Cling to your faith, hold fast to hope, and trust in the one who can make all things new. The storm may rage, but the sun will shine again. This is God's promise, and He always keeps His promises.